My name is Ella Balstead, and this is Food in My Life. I identify myself as a daughter, sister, friend, student, and a member of the LDS Church, and a soccer player. These identities cause me to structure my life around my beliefs with practicing soccer, studying, and learning. Some examples: I sacrifice a lot of class time to train and go to soccer practices every day, and I have to have my classes at later times, but I still am a full-time student. I go to church every Sunday. I have class every single day, and I spend most of my free time studying. Every chance that I'm outside of soccer and outside of class, I'm usually spending studying. I've been impacted by when I want to get a full meal before practice, I have to sacrifice my sleep time, or vice versa. If I want to sleep more, then I have to sacrifice getting a full meal before practice. I struggle sometimes planning meals ahead to have food in between classes, so I usually tend to miss lunch. And some Sundays, because of my religion, and also days of the week, I sacrifice eating, so I fast. Some cultures that I belong to are pretty family oriented culture because of my LDS religion, and I also see soccer as a culture and the culture that I have with my teammates and traveling. My family, as well as my religion, encourages me to branch out and learn about other cultures and different people, so I'm always striving to be a part of more cultures personally. Um, some examples and impacts: I've been able to travel with my different soccer teams around the world to be able to experience different cultures and get to know different teammates from different cultures. I have had a Hindu teammate, and I learned about her culture and family and the food that she eats. I've also been able to travel the country for games, as well as out of the country to Europe this past summer, and be able to experience different cultures, different foods in Germany, Austria, and Switzerland. My LDS culture and family has large family dinners and gatherings on holidays, and I've been impacted by being able to learn to be more appreciative of the food I eat and always be grateful for those who prepared it. With traveling with a team, I've also learned how to feel right before games and practices. I don't have a specific diet. I have to make sure I fuel and hydrate right before games and practices so that I have sustainable energy. The food I eat is very important to me because it makes a huge impact on how I perform in soccer, school, and life. Before most of my games, the night before, I try to get in a lot of carbs. Our team usually eats some sort of pasta, and I've found a huge difference in my performance when I eat right before the games. I've noticed that when I'm not hydrated and I eat more sugars than I usually do, I don't have the energy I need and I tend to get tired a lot faster. So, preparing the right meals before practice in school might take a lot of time and take time away from studying and other things, but if I plan ahead, I'm usually pretty grateful that I did do that. My food traditions consist of my LDS religion traditions and guidelines as far as food restrictions, like no alcohol, no excessive caffeine, and to eat meat conservatively. And the main focus of that is just taking care of your body. So, as an athlete, I consider all of those because my body is very important with how I perform. So, I follow those traditions and guidelines, and I decide for myself not to drink alcohol. I limit myself on sugars, and I make sure I have a balanced meal. By monitoring what I eat, I'm usually able to perform well, and I've learned that from not only my religion but my family and athletics as well. Over Christmas and Easter, like I said before, we usually have big family dinners with close family and extended. I also mentioned that I decide to fast some days depending on if I have a game or practice. I won't fast on those days, and I fast for a certain amount of time. So I'm sacrificing my food, and the impacts that I've noticed with my food traditions is just if I don't take time to plan out meals in the day before, I usually end up pretty tired and fatigued. So it's important to me to be able to plan out what I eat. Fasting for church has made me weaker some days, so I'm also very careful the days that I choose to fast. And because I'm a full time student and an athlete, I try to always have snacks with me. So it might take more time, but I recognize the huge difference when I eat right, and I'm always have something to eat, so I'm not constantly hungry, I've noticed that that's made a big difference. So that's basically my food life and how it's impacted me, and some examples um, of how I eat, what I eat, and why I eat what I eat.